Well, good morning folks, it's the Bingley Wheeler here, trusting that this finds you well. Now today I just thought I'd give you a brief overview of this, the newest of my three motorcycles, the incredible KTM 1290 Superadventure S. So if you're interested in this motorcycle, I hope you enjoy this quick review. Now I've been absolutely taken by this motorcycle in the few months that I've had it. It is an adventure motorcycle, but I think it's fair to say that the engine in this KTM is what the bike's all about. By way of context, I also have 2009 BMW R1200 GS Adventure, which is in the same category, but in terms of being ridden is an entirely different kettle of fish. So this bike's all about the engine, the KTM LC8 engine, 1301cc inline V-twin, and it's 160 horsepower, and with the throttle settings on sport you have all of that horsepower at your disposal, and it is very, very noticeable indeed. The performance of this bike is absolutely off the scale for an adventure bike. Now I've added one or two bits and bats, as you do, over the last few months, and I'll just take you through what those are. So the first addition that I made to the bike when I first got it was to fit these crash bars. Now these are heat crash bars. Now I went on eBay and found some crash bars that would fit from a British supplier, and the listing did clearly indicate that they were available and in stock, and it transpired after I clicked buy that in fact they weren't. So I requested a refund, and I actually went online again and I sourced these orange heat bars from Poland, would you believe, and it's fair to say that they were cheaper. They arrived within a week. In fact, they arrived before I even got the refund on the original purchase of the engine bars from the UK supplier, so that tells you something. Very, very straightforward to fit. Just 1, 2, 3, 4 mounting points. Probably about an hour and a half's work, if memory serves. And I think they really do set the machine off. They are stylish, but they are also very, very functional. God forbid that you should lay the bike down. So the first thing I fitted to my KTM 1290 Superadventure S were the heat engine bars. Now, because of the one things that I love about this bike, apart from the idiosyncratic looks, is the orange paint scheme. And really, to complement the overall orange paint scheme, including the orange engine bars, I changed the original black handguards to the KTM orange handguards. So they're exactly the same, except the over and under piece are actually in orange. And I think this really sets the bike off. Interestingly, the black ones that I took off are a perfect fit on the Yamaha XJR 1300. So these were a win all round. I think from memory these were just short of £70, so not overly expensive, and I think you'll agree, really do set the bike off. Now, when I first got the bike, it was already fitted with this Boomot pannier system, and I've not come across Boomot before. They're a Bulgarian company, and the first thing that I noticed is just how rugged, heavy and well built these are. Now, I'm not a lover of the KTM panniers. I think stylistically they just don't go with the bike, and I know they have the floating system that's supposed to improve stability at high speeds, but I've not found any problem with these. And in terms of construction and build quality, the street's ahead. I mean, this is 3mm thick aluminium, and you only have to sort of look at the hardware that's attached and the actual structure of the panniers themselves to appreciate how well they are made. They've got a really, really solid, rugged feel to them. And in fact, if you go look on YouTube, you can actually see clips where people have chucked these off of mountains and into the sea and goodness knows what else for them to come back watertight and in one piece. So I think these are a fantastic bit of kit. Added to the luggage, this large capacity Jibbit 58 litre top box. You can get a boom-opt top box. I believe the English supplier is the Adventure Bike Warehouse, but the biggest of them is not as big as this Jibbit 58 litre top box, which will easily carry 2 full face helmets. So look, the luggage carrying capacity of this bike in this configuration is more than enough for the longest of tours, and I've just enhanced basically the outside of these panniers with reflective material, because I'm a bit obsessed about visibility. So top and rear and sides I have this reflective chevron material, just so that I can be absolutely certain I'm being seen the best that I can. But a really good addition to this motorcycle, these panniers, if that's something that you're interested in. So what about these auxiliary lights then? Well, KTM do make their own auxiliary lights which fit around here, but the lights themselves are around £460. These, I won't say they're the last word in styling, but from a functional point of view, and for less than £30, would you believe, if you're happy to buy from China, these work absolutely fine. And in conjunction with the very, very bright and very, very capable LED setup of the main light and the turn lights here, these just work as an additional safety feature, ensuring that you're actually seen during the day. So well worth investing in some LED lights like this, with some appropriate brackets that you can fix to the engine bars, and a much more economically viable proposition than the KTM lights themselves. So next up, as you can see here, is this R&G radiator guard, which protects the radiator from any stones or debris that could be thrown up from the road. And very easy fit, a couple of screws and a couple of clips at the top. Available also in black, but I just want to continue the orange theme here, and whereas it's not the most obvious aesthetic addition to the motorcycle, it has a lot of functionality and actually matches up with the engine bars, the grips, the handguards, and the overall colour scheme. So something more for the KTM came this morning. I was determined to get a shield, a guard protector, whatever you might want to call it, for the headlight. It's not inconceivable that stones can be thrown up and actually cause damage to a headlight unit, and these are phenomenally expensive. This is part of the KTM LED lean sensitive lighting system, so there's a bank of lights down either side which illuminates, and the more that you bank over to make a turn, the more lights come on, and also obviously the main dipped and high beam headlights. So at the risk of becoming stuck in the mould of a GS owner, I did embark upon finding the best quality light guard that I could for this. Now you can get a number of metal cage type guards, but they're only made for the previous model to this one, the Superadventure S. So I've gone for the Perspex one, and there are a number of makes available, but a lot of them look quite flimsy, and particularly the cheaper ones from China. So because the screen here, the touring screen that I bought, is made by a company called Puig, and I was very, very impressed by the quality of this particular screen. I managed to source this item which has just come this morning, which is a headlamp guard from the same company. And so what we should have is a nice, well-made, solid Perspex headlight guard that's designed specifically to fit the headlight on the KTM 1290 Superadventure, both the S and R models. So there it is. Looks excellent quality to me, and should be a straightforward matter, I hope, of fixing it thus. And it would appear to actually use some of the existing fixings on the bike to secure the guard to the front headlamp, but I can tell straight away that that's a quality item. Now, not cheap, £130 for this, but I think well worth the expense. Okay, so let's fit the Puig headlight guard to the KTM 1290 Superadventure S to protect the headlight, and also as a bit of a match for the Puig touring screen which is fitted there. So, very few fittings indeed, in fact just 2 replacement bolts. Now these are Torx bolts and they're actually T30s, but they're not long enough to be able to fix the screen, so these replacement bolts are included, and these are actually not Torx, they are 3mm hex or Allen key bolts, and it looks as if it's simply a matter of pushing the top of the headlight guard, which has a number of rubber shims along the top, into there, and then securing it at the bottom, and it looks as straightforward as that, but we'll see. Let's have a look. So let's remove the original bolts with the T30 Torx key. And as you can see, the replacement bolts, they're obviously the same diameter, but they are actually longer to account for the thickness of the perspex. So we'll just do the other side. So, okay, logic would suggest that this guard slots in at the top first, and that these retention lugs, yeah, they fit on the outside rather than the inside. So it looks like it's just a matter of pushing in that top piece until it fits snugly in place there, and just inserting these replacement bolts which have the additional length to them. Just make sure it's lined up properly, like so. And likewise on the other side. Just be careful, the last thing that you want to do is cross a thread, and we'll just get the hex key, or Allen key as we call them here in the UK, and tighten that assembly up. Like so. like so, and then just use the long arm of the Allen key just to give it a final twist, make sure it's fully tightened. And there we go, it couldn't be more straightforward. So that's the Puig KTM 1290 Superadventure S or R model, headlight protector, £130 from a supplier on eBay, and it's a really well made piece of kit. And as I said, the other alternatives didn't look remotely as refined as this is, and look at that, a perfect match for the underside of the Puig screen. So yeah, great piece of kit. Well, I hope that's been of some use. It was just really to show you what can be added to what is already a comprehensively well-equipped motorcycle. There's very little that this motorcycle, in my view, doesn't excel at. The engine is absolutely stupendous. The electronics package is as complete as you'll get on any motorcycle. In fact, the only thing that I don't have on this bike is the automatic hill hold, and that was a personal choice. It's all embedded in the electronics of the machine itself, and of course, if that was something that I did choose to have at a later date, it's a simple matter of getting KTM, at some expense, it will be fair to say, to plug in the laptop and to actually activate the system. But everything else this motorcycle has, it's packed with safety features, packed with enhancements. It's superb handling, tremendous power from the engine, really comfortable, bags of carrying capacity as you've seen. It's got a superb TFT dash with all the information that you require. It's very easy to assign your favourite functions to one press of a button. So on here I have it for the heated grips and for the sat-nav application, because there is a turn-by-turn sat-nav facility on the TFT screen which links with the KTM Ride app on either an Android or Apple iPhone. So all in all, as I say, I've been very taken with this motorcycle. It's easily the best motorcycle that I've ever owned, and as an adventure bike, it's out there. I know that BMW have now brought out the R1250 GS Adventure, but in terms of the engine, if nothing else, that new development still is, I believe, 135 brake horsepower, there or thereabouts. This is 160, so it's a different creature, to be fair. So, as I say, I hope that's been of some interest to you, and until the next time, this is me, the Bingley Wheeler, signing off.